Alright, I want to take a second and talk about finding the surface area of various prisms. Now first off, before we even get started, you have to know what surface area is. Surface area is actually saying what is the area of all the surfaces on a prism. So think painting all the sides of a box or wrapping a box, something like that, or taking how much cardboard does it take to create a cereal box. Those kind of ideas. So anything where we're trying to find the total amount of surface area or the total area of all the surfaces put together. Now there's an easy way to do this using a pretty simple formula, and that's that our surface area is equal to 2 times capital B, which is the area of the base, plus the perimeter of the base, which we show with capital P, times H. So again, out to the side real quick, we need to make a note that capital B is area of the base and the capital P is perimeter of the base. So the perimeter of the base. Okay, these are two things. Now big B we've seen before when we worked with volume, but big P is a little bit differently. So first thing I need to do over here is I'm going to look at finding the area of my bases. Well, my bases are my triangles. So I'm going to go rewrite this formula out so I can see all the stuff I'm going to need. I'm going to have 2 times 1/2 base times height plus my perimeter. I need to clear off some space over here on the side. Plus my perimeter, which I'm just going to add all the sides. I'm going to say, stealing a little bit from Pythagorean theorem, a plus b plus c times the height. Okay, so here's my full setup, and this is going to work for my triangle. The beauty of this formula is that it's going to work for different shapes too. The only thing that's going to change is how you find the area of the base or how you find the perimeter. So let's go ahead and get to work here. Well, I have 2 times 1/2. Now to find the base and height, I notice that this is a right triangle over here with that right angle, so that means that 8 and 6 are my base and height. So I need 1/2 of 8 times 6 plus 8 plus 6 plus 10 times the height. And remember the height, if we're looking back from our volume, the height is the distance that connects my two bases together. So I'm going to be multiplying that times 15. So now when I look in here, I'm going to do, let's see, 1/2 of 8 is 4, and 4 times 6 is 24, plus 8 plus 6 plus 10 is going to give me a total of 24 times 15. So now I just have a couple more simple steps to finish off. I know that 24 times 15, if I type that in real quick, that's going to give me 360 degrees, or not 360 degrees, but 360, and I need 2 times 24, which is going to give me 48. So when I add these together, I have a total surface area of 408 inches squared. That means if I wanted to come and paint this triangular prism, or if I wanted to make a box that was this size, this is how much paint or how much cardboard I would need to cover in total surface area. Now I do want to show you real quick that this same formula works for other shapes as well. Not only true with triangular prisms, it works with rectangular prisms, pentagonal prisms, any kind of prism you want. So I'm going to use a cylinder real quick because that's also a type of prism. So let's take a look real quick. Let me set up my surface area formula. It is 2 times the area of the base plus the perimeter of the base times the height. Now, again, I'm going to rewrite it using the formulas that I'm going to need. The area of the base, my base is a circle in this case, so I have pi times radius squared, plus the perimeter. Now, remember with circle, that's our circumference, so that's going to be pi times diameter times the height. So now I can start taking a look at this. Well, if I'm looking at my base right here, I can already tell that they're trying to trick me. My radius is 7. They gave us the diameter there. Okay? Now the diameter is going to come in handy when I get over to my circumference, but I'll get to that here in just a second. So let's go ahead and rewrite it, plug in what we know. Now I'm going to leave pi to the very end because that's going to allow me to see my answer in terms of pi and then also to get my final answer. My radius squared is 7 squared plus Again, I'll leave pi times my diameter of 14 times the height, which connects my two circles, which is 12. So now I'm going to do some, take care of some numbers here. I know 7 squared is 49, and I'm going to go ahead and multiply 7 squared times 2 and get my 98. So I'm going to have 98 pi plus, I'm going to go do the same thing here, do 14 times 12, and that's going to give me 168 pi. So now I have two answers in terms of pi. Now these are like terms. Since they're both pi, I can actually add these together because they both have a pi on them. So when I do 168 plus 98, that is going to get me 266 pi. Now there's going to be times where you run into problems and they ask you, what is it in terms of pi? This is the answer they're looking for, that unfinished, unmultiplied. It's actually more of an exact answer. So now if I want to approximate it, I'm just going to finish it out and multiply it times 3.14. And I have that the surface area of this cylinder is about 835.24 yards squared. And that's the surface area. Again, if I wanted to paint all the sides, if I wanted to make a container that had that much surface area, that is how much cubic inches, or cubic yards, excuse me, of material I would need. So there's our quick breakdown on surface area and how it works with a couple different shapes.